We back podding. We ain't been hiding.
Yo, honestly, it feels like we haven't did a podcast in a while. I know it's only been a week, but it feels like it's been a minute.
Famous person with Osama's name is Bin Laden. I was rhyming and you got in the middle of it.
It wasn't very evident, so I'm glad I stopped it. It was pretty terrible, I would say.
I mean, I don't think you're allowed to call any rhyming terrible.
I never said my rhymes were good. I just can tell you that some that are bad, and that was not the greatest.
No, but you have said that your rhymes are good.
I mean, in the sense of the words rhyme. That was a good rhyme.
I did something recently that I have not done.
I'll bring the biz. I'll bring the biz.
Or the iced tea.
Okay, so cheers to this.
Yeah, sure.
It's just because it's good iced tea, you know?
Right.
It's just really good iced tea.
So I did something I haven't done in some time, right? I bought a CD.
That's good iced tea. You bought a CD? For what?
As I bought it, I was like, oh man, there's nothing I can play this on. I don't
CD
need it.
player, right?
I don't need it to play anything. I don't need to play it into anything because like I have a phone that has all that stuff now.
Well, listen, I appreciate, as do you, that era.
Yeah, absolutely. And the collection just, But here's what happened. I went to Target, because that's just the place that you go and just randomly buy things that
They
are
still
all
sell
over the
CDs?
place. They sell like some CDs, They rotate them pretty quickly. Their collection of vinyl is probably bigger than their collection of actual
I've
CDs
noticed they have a nice vinyl collection there, and like you can actually find like little gems. Like I
That's
think
why
I've seen Good Kid,
usually
Mad
go
City there, and
Yeah, I usually go there and look and see if anything decent is out there. But so J. Cole's latest release was available in CD form. So I said, all right, it's been a while since I purchased an actual CD, and I mean, if it's gonna be a CD, it might as well be somebody who's still of top tier status, right?
yeah,
So I was all right, I'll buy this, and then it got me thinking, J. Cole, right? So that J dot, because of The Simpsons, it's automatically Jay when you spell the full thing. I think like his name is actually J. Cole.
so you would say that he should be signing things Jaycole.
Like if he was like, all right, listen, your rap name, you're gonna take the J. It's not gonna be your real name. You're just gonna spell it out Jay.
What the hell? What you been thinking about, man?
The Simpsons, man. Like, remember when Homer was trying to figure out what the J in his middle
Homer
name
J.
was?
Simpson
Yeah.
is actually J. That is pretty funny. I thought that
I think like
was
now,
like a whole episode's quest for him to find out what the fuck his
and it was
middle
the same
name
exact thing as if you would just say it
regularly. Yeah, Homer J.
Yeah. So
All right.
now just anything that's J dot is automatically Jay.
Yeah.
Like J, like Jay-Z, right? You could have put J dot Z, and it would have been the same thing to me.
Yeah, but I guess. Listen, I don't know. This is not something I've really thought about ever.
I don't know, man. I'm just coming up with random shit,
That is really random. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I'm being honest. It feels like we haven't potted in at least 2 weeks. I don't know. Maybe it's been a long week of work. Maybe it was just a long week with not so happy comments in the section of our YouTube.
Yeah. I wanted to come in here and be like, but then I was like, nah, that's not how you handle things,
But I was like, no. Bitch, I said no.
The funny thing is I thought of that too at the same time. But no. So we're just we're getting to it.
What are you saying?
You know what I mean?
Are you going to talk shit?
No. I'm not gonna talk
All right,
shit.
I wasn't going to talk shit either. However, I got a few things to say. So do you want to introduce us today before we get into it? Or do you
Yo, baby. This is I'm stealing your intro because it just felt like that episode,
What was that? What's the Kawhi Leonard thing?
What it do, baby?
What it do, baby?
Anybody?
He's
anyway.
for sure breaking down or rolling up
Yeah.
something.
Oh, for sure.
He was way too in tune with what was in his lap.
You could 100% see that.
Yep.
Yep. Welcome to the Kiona and Kasson podcast. This is episode number 107.
Yeah. Is it getting to the point now where you're forgetting?
I always forget.
I mean, we've got
I literally usually check before we start.
107 isn't a small number.
Well, after you get to the 3 digits, it's like, let me try to remember which one we're at.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like, because it's kind of like a reset.
It's more numbers to keep track of.
It's just more numbers, kid. More numbers.
Yeah. I am your host, Adam, here with my brother, Osama. Got Benny behind us in the room for like, what, 3 episodes now?
They might could see his paws or something, but
Yeah, something like that. But he's been more well-behaved in this setting than I thought that he would be.
lately, I think he's just happy that you don't have him on the other side of that door.
That's probably true. It's probably true. He doesn't really enjoy being there.
Hey, man, why are you closing the door on me every day when he comes here? Like, I want to chill with y'all.
Yeah, like you guys come out like 45 minutes and then you go back in. He's just like, I'm still out here. Anyway, my concern is usually that, Sarah's not home right now, right? Okay. So when she gets home, I'm always like, oh, well, is he going to like get reactive and start going nuts? But I realized something about my dog.
He don't react to shit?
He first of all, he's scurry, all right? So even if he hears something, he's like he'll go and hide. He's not trying to protect you. He's like, I'm trying to, like, yeah. He's looking out for self first,
for self.
But yeah, no, he's not very reactive. Sometimes if you hear like Sarah will usually be out, and I'd be like upstairs, whatever, with the dog, and she'll come home. You hear the garage door open. I'll hear the garage door open, and he's just passed out snoring. I'm like, dude, you were the most useless guard dog I've ever had.
If it was one thing I knew Stax would do, Stax would actually get up and bark. He wouldn't necessarily go over to the door always, but he would just stand on the bed and just bark. And I'll be like, all right, that's good enough for me as an alert to know whether or not I got to fight somebody. And we've already discussed this. I don't want to be naked.
It lets you know.
So what if okay, so what happens, right, in this situation, right? Your dog starts barking. You're like, what's going on,
He
boy?
lets you know something's afoot, which is the main problem because
something is afoot.
He didn't, yeah.
What if something is afoot outside? Like, it's a foot?
You grow up with Inspector Gadget.
There's a foot outside? Like, what the fuck? So think about it. You're in there, right? You're naked, and you're like, do you have time to put some like the dog gives you time to cover up your goods, right? The way they say it in English is my plums. Like they've been. Oh man, I can't stop.
The way you say it in England English.
England English. What did I say?
You said the way you say it in English, or as you
English.
Say it. Those motherfuckers can't even speak English.
No, so I've been watching obviously Top Gear a lot, and I've come to the point where I can't find any more things to watch for free, so I'm just starting to watch compilations. So
addiction, folks, addiction.
Yeah, it's a good fucking show, man. So I saw one of it was a compilation of them getting hit in the nuts, right? But like, there's one with Jeremy Clarkson. He's like, he gets hit with some I forget what happens, like, through the exhaust of some shit. Like, I don't know. Either way, it busts through like a barrier and hits him dead in the dick. He's like, he falls. He's like, oh, my plums. So like, long story short, I got to cover my plums, right?
Right.
I don't want to be out there plums in the, just for everybody to see.
Yeah, you don't want to be like plums positive.
It's such a PC way to say things, because nobody really knows. Be like, oh man, I got to cover me plums. They'd be like, nobody's gonna automatically think like, this guy's talking about some underwear.
Not only is British comedy dry, but like their insults are dry, and like their swear words are dry. Yeah,
you wouldn't expect like if you just encountered somebody and they were like, I guess the word wanker, that would make me say, hey, dude, like, what would you automatically assume wanker means? Because I don't know what wanker means. Can we?
I would think that wanker means that somebody who just fucking jacks it.
I want to look up English. I'm gonna look up English slang words. Like British English, right?
Yeah.
British English slang.
Yeah. Or it might be like UK.
British English.
Or England English.
Slang.
The Queen's English.
Okay, there's probably a lot of these words. Okay, so here we are. Cock up. All right, so I already told you how funny it is to me that they say cock instead of fuck. Right? So they'd be like, oh, cock. Right? Like, that's maybe
it's their accent that really kind of brings it all together, though.
It's maybe one of the funniest
things. You can't say, cock! Like, it doesn't sound the same if you're like... like
it sounds like you're screaming about your cock. So listen. All right, so they have British slang words and phrases. All right. So I'm going to ask you what you think, and then we'll see if it's right. So cock up, what do you think the The term. Not fuck up, but like
what
what
I
fuck
was gonna
up
assume
means.
fuck up.
What does fuck up mean here? Like, what you know what I mean? Like when you say, "Oh, I fucked up," what
Like
does it
mess
mean?
up?
Yeah, essentially. So. All right,
Same thing.
rubbish. We know what that is. What's blimey? BLIMEY. Blimey. I feel like this is like an English spelling bee. Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, honestly.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Is that an option? Can you do that? Because I have no idea what the fuck a blimey would be.
Oh man, this is gonna be the greatest segment of all time because I'm gonna use my English accent. How? Oh, blimey!
What? That gives me no context. I still know nothing.
All right, it means my goodness. Gutted, devastated. We know stuff like that. Oh, what do you think chuffed means? CHUFFED. Chuffed.
Like scuffed.
So I would say I'd be like, man, I am so chuffed about it.
Oh, so like you're peeved, you're pissed off, you're mad.
Think the opposite.
Oh,
of that.
so you're excited, you're happy about it.
You're proud. I'm quite chuffed. All right. Lost the plot. I don't like that one. Sorted, arranged, Hoover. They call it vacuuming hoovering. So like I've already hoovered it. Like that's funny to me. They don't say.
I'm pretty sure that's been used in rap songs to imply like
yeah. Well, you're getting good head and shit, right? So, but what I'm saying is that instead of calling it what it is, you're vacuuming. They call it what isn't Hoover a brand?
Hoover's a brand, but I don't know. Maybe in British English, it's a little bit different. Everything's a little bit weird in British English, but I'm assuming that's their same thought. You think like you can have, you think you can have a normal conversation with a British person from Britain?
No, man, I would laugh at everything they said.
No. But do you think you can understand each other? Like
maybe now that I've read these terms. So listen. All right. So kip is sleeper nap because you're not gonna guess that. Bee's knees. We know that's like awesome, right? I use the bee's knees. It's hilarious. Dodgy. Quite dodgy. It's suspicious.
Why are you?
Because I'm waiting for the good ones.
With this.
Okay, wonky. What does wonky mean? WONKY.
Like crazy?
It was wonky. Wonky.
Little crazy maybe?
No. Well, I mean, yes, but like the way they have translated, it's called not right.
That boy ain't right.
All right, nicked. Nicked is funny because to me that means, oh man, I like nicked myself while shaving. However, it is exactly the opposite of that, or not even the exact opposite. It's just not what you expect. Stolen. Nicked. All right.
Is that what's meant when you said like a no good nick?
No. Oh,
because like they're a thief?
That was a terrible steal. Okay. All right. What do you think the word nutter means? NUTTER.
I mean, I know what I think it means.
He was a nutter. That's what she said too.
I think it's like when you're like a wild child.
A wild child?
Like literally a child though. Like
no.
Oh no, it's bugger.
Like so
little bugger.
So what do you think it is? It's not what you would think it is when you're
somebody who denuts peanuts.
Why would you?
I don't know.
No, it's a crazy person. I think that's a great way to call people crazy. You're a fucking nutter. But I don't think you can say it here. You got to say it with an English accent. You got to say it with the English accent because then it sounds like it's a different word.
You got to enunciate. Is the most important thing there.
What does gobsmacked mean? G-O-B, smacked.
Drunk?
Not even any. No.
Souped up.
What?
Like souped up.
What's that mean? Souped?
Souped up, like
you've souped up your
like
car.
Pimp My Ride type of thing.
No, we're not. No, it means amazed. Now, what do you think? Dogs, bullocks mean. Dog, as in your dogs. Mm-hmm. Bullocks, BOLLOCKS.
Well, I hear them say bullocks in
Yeah, I
Have
don't
your
know
off.
what it means, but it didn't mean what I thought it meant, I guess. That's what I'll give you.
So it doesn't mean balls.
No, it doesn't. I thought it would mean dog's balls or dog's ass.
Yeah, either bullocks, or
Yeah.
yeah, no.
All right, so it means awesome. This is the dog's bullocks.
Is that like that's like the cat's pajamas?
The dog, the cat's meow, I think is what you're saying, actually.
Well, no, I was thinking about like, oh,
The
that's
cat's
that's
pajamas.
Like,
What cats have pajamas?
Cool cat.
What cat would ever allow you to put its own pajamas on? You're getting fucked up by that cat.
I don't ever care
Firstly,
for cats.
also, I don't trust cats. And I know that Sarah's talking about getting one.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. So first of all, she's allergic to cats.
Yeah, why would you put yourself in such a position? I get it. Cats and dogs would probably be a pretty funny thing to watch,
Absolutely.
right? It would.
I mean,
really be
dogs by
funny.
themselves are funny to watch.
But
So,
like
you
adding
add
something
them
that they're scared of, like
Yeah.
so they gotta tiptoe
and
around it.
clearly, like, there's a whole like cat YouTube world. So like, people clearly love cats, and they
Cats-
do apparently funny things.
Cats have some. They got some.
But cats
some
are assholes,
fists.
man.
They
I
got
don't
some
know.
mittens on them, literally.
I like that's the funny shit when they like try to like swat at each other and shit. Because it's usually like those videos where they're just swatting at the dog, and the dog's like,
But the dog is so afraid of them. Like usually, like the cat can just like literally impose its will.
yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because like it's the fear of the unknown. Like I don't know what this animal is. As a dog, I've noticed that my dog can really point out any other dog from a fucking mile away. But just a little confused when it comes to cats. Like, wait a second.
Bob's your uncle. I'm sorry, I was just trying to see if I could use these in context in which we speak, not what they speak. So,
Well, what the fuck does Bob's your uncle mean?
what do you think Bob's your uncle mean? It could be anything, but it's hilarious.
I have
But-
a uncle
okay,
named
so
Bob.
what I want you to also do while we're speaking about this is have some fucking respect. Use the accent. Bob's your uncle.
Nah, I don't have a good British accent. I know
Well,
better than I know where my strengths lay, and that's not.
All right. Well, it means you have it made. I don't know why. Maybe Bob's a rich guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
They call sausage bangers. And I guess
It's pretty dope. I'm about to throw these bangers on the grill.
so obviously when they say ass, they say arse, right? And so it's ARSE, right? Arse over tit. What do you think that means? Now we've been speaking about things that don't matter for a very long
Yes.
time since we've started the podcast.
Does it mean that I
But
prefer
it's better
ass
than
over
me.
boobies?
It's better than me. You would assume that, right? Like I'm an ass over tit guy. I guess that's what that means. But no, not at all. It means that it means fall over.
Okay, I could see that one more now
Because your
than that.
ass is over your tits,
Right.
right? So
Like if that means you're upside down.
you must have fallen
know.
in the most precarious of positions. Like, think about it. You ever seen those, like, there used to be a sign at Northeastern when we were going there. It's probably still there. We're not there. But the sign's probably still there. And it's like,
I would imagine
it would
so.
say,
They weren't like, oh, Sam left. Let's take the sign down.
right, like, oh, he graduated, and whatever. I didn't graduate. Anyway, close, but no cigar.
It's a fallback plan. You know?
Yeah, no, it's
Close
not. Never. No, I won't do that. I ain't going. But that's a whole nother topic. But no, it was this sign, and it said slippery or something along those lines, ice. But the guy was a stick figure, and he was most obviously doing flares, right? Like he was breakdancing. He wasn't falling. And if you were to fall like that, you would assume like your leg had popped out of its socket. Like it didn't look like a regular fall. Like I've fallen, and usually they're not like graceful.
Yeah.
Like think about it. So you ever fall? I remember going to school again. I had parked, and it was during the wintertime, and I was walking, and it was just a little bit of ice left over because it was just like when it would rain, and it would turn into ice in the morning, and I had a coffee. And I had something else. So I had to fall literally just straight on my ass. Like it was just like I was like, boom. But luckily the coffee didn't spill and whatever was in this hand didn't fall out.
But doesn't that give you a good indication that, hey, I can fall. I can dictate the conditions of this fall.
That's
I'm gonna
why
fall.
That's what I'm saying.
But
I'm
I
not
can
gonna-
dictate how.
I'm not going to fall into accidental
Now,
breakdance.
I'm a smoker,
like, oh,
right?
I caught myself.
I'm a smoker, so I'll be outside, right? So when I was at Wright, I used to go like in between classes. Literally, there was one class I think on a Wednesday that had like a 4-hour break. So I'll be out there just all day, just kicking it with fucking people from school and shit. So we sitting there smoking during the wintertime. There's a
Smokers during the winter, I don't get it. Like, I would stop smoking every winter.
Oh no, we like they have. You know how right is set up.
Which y'all use each other's body heat and shit, smoking into each otherher's faces. It's all right.
Literally, like it's you're covered on 3 sides. But so you know how like they have the
that makes
sky
it worse.
passage?
You're just sitting in a fucking cloud of what is it? CO2.
It's not covered. It's
carbon?
above you. It goes up.
Carbon monoxide.
Smoke floats.
Carbon dioxide.
Just much like hope, smoke floats, man.
It's carbon dioxide. Because I don't know which one.
So you know how they have
chemistry was hard.
You know
man.
they have the passage between buildings, like the big, and the outside there's just like the black cylinders.
Yeah,
but
right?
Like, yeah.
All I know about Wright. I mean, I've been in there, but I feel like the whole school is that big ass pyramid thing they got.
Well, so there's bridges that basically unite the buildings, so that you don't have to go outside between classes,
the
right?
buildings.
Right. So during the wintertime,
our buildings united.
during the wintertime, the snow
Wright
gets on the top and it starts to melt, and then it falls on the bottom and it becomes ice. So I'd be sitting there for 4 hours just watching people slide around and shit, smoking cigarettes.
Did you go to class for 4 hours?
No, remember I told you, if you listen to the story, on Wednesdays, I had there was a semester I had 4-hour break between classes.
Yo, that's the whack. That stuff is enough for me to quit school. I mean, like, yo, I got to be here for 4.5 hours.
It was the worst. And then
you can't even get a job.
The worst thing about
you
that
just like
is
at school for the whole day.
The class after that was it's like a 3-hour business class I had once a week or some shit like that. So I was done at 9 o'clock. I was literally at school all day long.
That, my friend, is hold on.
It was a terrible fucking time.
Hold on. I want to use this in context. That is wonky and a little bit of a cock up on your end.
Yeah, it wasn't the best planning, but you know,
because you, my friend,
I at least got some entertainment.
Kind of a nutter, and seems like your life is the dog's dinner, which is a mess, bitch.
A dog's dinner means a mess.
Yo,
that's kind of fucked up.
The fact that I found this is not going to go. This podcast is probably going to be terrible.
Yeah,
it is.
It's probably true.
Yep. Because
sorry guys.
You know,
sorry.
Don't be such a plonker, you idiot. Man, honestly, I got to get off this. I'm just going to go back to the alarm clock and let you speak.
Yeah, you should go back to that. Well, while you were talking about, hey, you know, your school situation, I started to think about, you know, Kanye West, similar situation, right? Something to fall back on. You could profit with, but still support me when I did the opposite. That was, of course, a line in reference to his mother.
I'm glad that's how you've kind of figured out a way to like. I was like, that doesn't.
Well, it doesn't work.
They don't connect together.
Those segues don't work when you interrupt them. You know.
Well, I got it, but I mean, like without that actual verse right there, I would have been like, this was a dumb segue.
It really worked out well, you know. So it couldn't be a dumb segue if it was a good segue. So brings me to Kanye West, right? And he has officially released, I believe, as of today, Donda, the his latest album with the namesake of his late mother.
Right.
I haven't heard it yet.
So, firstly, this has been a huge buildup, right? Donda was supposed to come out for a minute now. Mm-hmm. Now he's been doing, as I'm sure everybody is aware,
some weird promo type of things.
Well,
living in stadiums and holding.
They're weird. They're weird if you're not Kanye.
They're weird when you're Kanye, too.
No, I don't think so. To me, it's pretty much on brand with what he does. It's something you would never say, hey, I bet you what Kanye does next is this, because you wouldn't have come up with it because you're not Kanye. And that's why it only makes sense when it's Kanye West. Nobody else is going to get their home. It
still makes no sense. It's stupid. I don't get it.
If you told me somebody is building their childhood home in Chicago, what was it, at Soldier Field, right? And they were going to perform there soon, I would probably say, hey, you know what? That's going to be Kanye. Because who else but Kanye? Or, I'm sorry, Ye.
Yeah, he's filing a motion to now change his name.
He's Ye West.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's like not different enough.
I feel like you don't need to do that because everybody calls you Ye anyway.
There's that Office episode, right, where Andy is trying to get with Angela, and Angela isn't being like she won't fuck him, right?
They were married at this
and
point,
not,
right?
no, they were engaged. And not only that, I think she wouldn't even like kiss him, right? So they were doing this thing called necking he was talking about, which sounds real weird.
Sounds like Angela.
Sounds kind of like she don't
There
want
you go. There's certain things that you would say, okay, hey,
yeah, that does sound like
her.
Angela. So they're necking, right? He's like, it's really hot, you know, and it's nice, you know. But and I guess at some point he was like, he was talking to Dwight, and Dwight's like, we can't talk about this anymore because, you know, it's in the office and people might know about it. Not because he, you know, he loves her.
And, you know, is actually getting
Right.
it.
If you're an Office fan, you remember this. So then he's like, we could talk about it, but change the names. Right? We can leave. He said we could leave Angela's name as Angela and then change Andy to Dwight. And Andy was like, that's not different enough. Like, that doesn't do anything. So basically, he was like, we could talk about this if we just use it in the context of I'm fucking her and I'm doing this weird necking thing. What would you do if, like, on like the first time you were with like a female lady, right? And you like, okay, so you were with her, right? And maybe it got to the point where, like, all right, she's coming to the crib, and we might do a little bit of like, we may not.
And all she wants to do is like rub next.
Hold on, let me set up the scenario because I think it's funny to set the scenario up, right? So we may not fuck, but we may.
Well, why is she coming over?
Because it's like the second day, right? We're gonna watch a movie together, right? We may fuck.
So my assumption is gonna be that we're gonna fuck.
Well, that's always the man's assumption. That's the worst thing about it because that's why we always like, it didn't happen. Like you didn't even talk to her yet. But so okay, it's the second date. She's coming over, right? And so let's say you don't know if you're gonna fuck, but you might. But
I'm assuming she's promiscuous at this point.
But you might not fuck.
The fact that it's the second date, she's coming to my house.
Let me just set it up. Let me just set it up. It's dude, don't ruin my story, all right? So,
I have to.
So somehow you guys get to like watching like some stupid movie on Netflix because it's Netflix and chill, right? And then somehow
or like Amazon
you
Prime
put your arm
or
around
HBO
her,
Max.
right? And she's like starts snuggling you, right? But that's
like a cat and shit.
That's the only thing she's doing. To you, you're like, oh, this is the precursor to me getting my little French kiss on, right? Because is that what they call it now still, or do they tongue kiss?
I don't know.
Or is it some weird? What do they say now? They like.
Yeah, like a French kiss. I think it's still it.
Which is hilarious to me, like how people call it. Like I didn't even French kiss her. Anyway,
was nobody doing that before the French?
they used to call it like when I was younger, they said kicking it, but. Then I was like, does that even mean kissing and hanging out? Or is it just hanging out and we're not kissing yet? Not sure.
And does it only, because... Yeah.
This is a whole nother topic.
Right.
However, let's get back to the story of whether or not you're going to fuck or not. So...
Which I don't know how we got here.
Because the Dwight story, I don't even know where
and
we
I don't know how we got
started at.
there.
Anyway, this is just going on a whole nother thing. So she starts like doing the necking thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, oh, word. Let me get ready for this, right? But to her, this is the main event. So she just keeps necking you, and you're just like, yo, my neck is getting raw. Can we just like, are we gonna kiss? But she says, I don't do that. And now you just have to sit there in this awkward ass situation like two fucking giraffes rubbing their necks against each other.
Nah, there's another option, my brother.
That's how giraffes like show their affection. They rub their.
I don't have to sit there. I'm be like, yo.
Listen, all right.
Bye.
So in my story,
Bye.
you don't do that.
Next.
In my story, you don't do that yet.
You said you were gonna ask me what would I do in that situation.
All right. Well, you're not kicking her out because Adam is sensitive to the women and their thing.
No, I am, but like, there's at least gonna be like, okay. So what are you talking about? How long does this go on for?
All right, that's what I want to see. Yeah. How do you address the situation?
I'm gonna ask. What are we doing here?
Right.
What are you doing?
Like, and that's what I want to see. Like, because again, to you, we're just getting started, and to her, that fire is at its full fucking peak.
This is not how I was trying to figure out how deep your throat was.
What?
Just saying, man.
It's a cool poster, isn't it? All right. Well, then there's that. I just think it's hilarious to think that could be a thing. Like you were. This is what you do.
No, listen. Back in the day, they used to call their little kicking it time necking, but I think that was all encompassing. Like,
So if you were
gonna,
necking,
you possibly gonna
so
fuck
if-
and you get some head, maybe.
If
Like
your
the whole thing
parents
was about to
heard-
happen.
That's why parents heard necking and they were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, like don't neck.
Like they're gonna be fucking, but they call it necking, so that's quite misleading.
All right, I remember how we got away from.
From what? Couldn't tell you.
We
what
were talking about Kanye West and his Kanye
so
like
again,
things.
very simply, we were just taught. It snowballed. So, so Kanye is obviously the last thing he just. Well, he's thrown multiple ones, right? I think this is the second one he's done.
Think so.
Where he has basically done a listening party in a stadium setting. And this time was different because I believe the first time he didn't have special guests. This time there were people like West Side Gun. I think
People, his good music people, and
I think
whatnot.
Pusha may have been there. Was a few people there, like big names.
Yeah,
And everybody seemed to enjoy it.
Bigger Sean.
Oh, because he's taller now? How tall is he? I mean, how big is he in terms of like
Vertical height.
yeah.
I don't know. All I know is he's now 2 more inches.
So he gained 2 inches is what
He
she
gained 2
said.
inches.
Okay.
He was a grower.
Not a shower.
Pause.
How hilarious would that be if like like your height grew as you got turned on and shit? It's like, remember, like in like
That's nasty. I'll never play a game of basketball again.
what?
Because the only real advantageous setting is when you're like playing sports. So I ain't playing with nobody. Fuck all that. I'm staying off the court.
Everybody comes to the court all fucking turned on and shit. Like, this is weird. We're all 6'8" with fucking hard dicks on the court.
No, that's not. Well, so you still get.
So you're telling me right now?
I thought you were replacing one with the other.
You're telling me right now that if you had the opportunity to be 6'8",
No.
but the only stipulation was that you had to walk around with a hard dick everywhere you went.
I thought you were
Even at
replacing one with the other.
No,
Because you said, what if when you got aroused, you got taller?
no, you taller. Okay, so now what? So what do you do? There's no fucking.
I don't know, man. Anyway.
No.
So-
fuck that. Hold on. I gotta ask this question. You're telling me that if you had the ability to be 6'8", right, you could you can live out your dream. For sure, you're 6'8".
No, because you wouldn't feel nasty being on the fucking court with a fucking.
Well, hold on.
No.
What are you telling me? What if you're 6'8", you're really great, right? You just got a fucking hard dick everywhere you're at a court. So,
No.
so you're gonna forego all those millions of dollars because people fucking hate that you got your dick out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even out. It's just there.
Yeah, no, that's not.
This is a medical
that's
condition.
not how I want to operate in
This
life.
is a medical condition.
Yeah, but no.
You wouldn't do it?
That's not how I want to
Listen,
operate
you're
in
going
life.
to see me walk around everywhere just like this, but fucking 6'8".
They tell you if you have an erection for more than 4 hours, call your doctor. I don't think you can go throughout your whole life this way.
I only need to be 6'8" when it's time to play basketball. I'm like, I mean, literally, I could literally go back down to like where I'm at, 6 foot, be cool with it, and then when it's time to hoop again, I just play with my dick a little bit.
No, you definitely have to find a different avenue for success.
So you're telling me if you knew that you would
I
be
would
6'8",
go and be like, I would go.
you wouldn't tuck it behind the belt? Like,
I would parade
you
around.
just wouldn't-
I would parade around in a scientific setting so that they could be like, oh shit, this guy is a medical marvel, and I will get like press for showing up places tall and hard.
All right,
Same
this
time.
is all right. What about what? Okay, here's a would you rather. Okay, all right. Would you rather have? Would you rather? Would you rather be 6'8" with a small guy, or 5'8", right, with a pretty larger of a
That depends. Am I?
what do they call
Am I
it?
coordinated at 6'8"?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is at 6'8", you're playing ball, right? But
That's what I'm saying. So like, but you have to be somewhat
Seth,
coordinated.
You got a small penis, right? or you're like 5'8" with like a pretty large dick.
But you have to be at least somewhat coordinated to make it to like elite.
That's
just
okay.
because
That's
you're 6'8"
fine.
is
You're
nothing.
coordinated. I didn't. You can play ball.
I just want to make sure because
Oh man, this stupid camera, dude. So that would be the worst, right? Like now I have a small dick. I'm 6'8", and I don't play basketball. So like you're just tall and so at that
you're just
point,
inconveniently tall. At
that's
that
the point, right? Like
Yeah.
you got a big
I
shoe,
got to duck through doors and
right?
shit.
Like, you can't get a bed that fits you, right? It must suck to be tall and not tall enough, or no, not even tall enough. Like
Every time you got to go to the
athletic
microphone
enough.
stand, you got to lift the mic all the way because you're tall.
I think being tall and standing over people
They're
might be hilarious. Like move out of the way.
If you can't make money being tall, it's just inconvenient to a certain degree. Like right now.
Okay, so you can't hoop. What's the height that you don't mind being? You want to be this height or you want to be taller?
I'd be cool with like 6'3", 6'4".
I wanted to be. I thought I was on my way to 6'4". We've talked about this. I was like, holy shit!
That
Look at this.
would be ideal. It's obviously still a little bit unnecessarily tall. I guess at 6 foot, I could still like if I get rich, I could still get in like a Bugatti. You know.
That's the thing, right? Like if you're not rich enough to like get people to do these things to these cars that allow you to drive, like Shaq.
You can't even get
every
into them
car
shits.
that Shaq drives is altered so he can.
And Shaq
drive
is like West Coast Custom, like
Where you
biggest
going?
customer.
Hey,
Hey,
where are you going?
he just gets bored and wants
Can
to
you go
wander.
lay down?
What's up, man?
Yeah, but Shaq, like for instance, like, but if you were Shaq's size, but without
Everything has to be
without any of
custom made.
Shaq's ability and money, you probably be unhappy about things.
Yeah, he has to have everything custom made, which is the problem. His shoes got to be like size. What do you say, like 22 or some shit like that? That's fucked up.
You ever so
It's hard enough to get a size 12, and now like
Yeah.
think about how much richer Shaq would be if he wasn't as tall as he was, because he didn't have to have like all the customizations.
I don't think
to
he'd
his
be
life.
as rich. I think you can
Well-
argue that he wouldn't be Shaq.
Okay, let's well, okay, all right. So what I'm saying is, if he didn't have to have things custom made to match his size, how much money would he? How much money do you think he had to spend on customizing his life?
I'm willing to argue that I'd rather be his size having to get things custom made.
No, for
'Cause
sure.
That sounds fun. I want that car, but hey, I got enough money to make you do whatever the fuck I say. So take this car,
No,
cut out the middle of it.
He buys it as it is, and then he brings it to West
He
Coast
has a
Customs.
smart car that he's just got like the seat planted all the way in the back. It's hilarious that he drives it. It's like the little guy and it's the tall guy in the small automobile.
Man, life is all about perspective.
This is the largest automobile I can afford.
That's hilarious.
Hey, everybody. It's the kid that makes everybody, that laughs at everybody. Let's laugh at him. Ha, 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 ha.
All those like little one-off characters that just randomly popped in Simpsons were probably the best one.
I don't understand that episode because what happened? Were they getting high off of the sugar? Because they got high off the squishy. Whoa, that's good squishy.
They had the syrup, yeah. It was just like It
was like
it was like
potent.
pure
It was like fish scale.
squishy.
It's fish scale Slurpee.
Pretty much.
So basically, what you're telling me is that you don't want to be tall with a small dick. You'd rather be small with a big dick, as if you couldn't play basketball or do anything that was worth it while you were tall.
Yeah, like I just remain me, you know.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? I ain't trying to.
I'm just saying. I was just wondering, like, what would you give up to play basketball?
A lot of things, but I don't know how much I compromise on my body. You know what I mean?
My body.
Because like I'm trying to like have just a bigger body, so like I don't know why I would want to compromise on body.
Bevo Lottie got more back head than he got body.
I would shrink this shoe collection down to just 2
Why?
to play in the NBA.
Oh, really?
Well, I'd get the money back.
I would
Make more
give
shoes.
you all of my shoes and your shoes to play. Like you come up like, where the fuck are my shoes? You look on the court and like, how the fuck did this happen? I'd be like, they says he gave up his brother and his shoes to play basketball, and now he's on the court smiling like a motherfucker.
anything that's material, I would.
Do you think they
cool
should
with.
let announcers curse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit!
I think that the finals being on ABC is the dumbest fucking thing of all time. The finals should be like on Showtime or like
I
pay-per-view
got a
type of thing.
loophole. They should fucking use English slang terms. What a cock up!
You can't say cock on TV either.
Why not? There's a thing. It's a cock. It's a.
Yeah, no shit, but they barely let you say dick on TV until like certain channels only let you do that now.
Why not? It's a name.
Motherfucker, it don't matter. Bitch is female dog, but they don't let you do that on the regular networks.
And neither is motherfucker. But
Bitch ain't in the Bible. Yeah. So now that you
like foreshadowing, huh?
there's some things.
Hint, dick. I'm gonna slowly start throwing jabs. Just
What were we talking about? Get so far away.
haymaker at the end.
We listened to Kendrick's latest verse. It's been It's been a minute since we heard from Cornrow Kenny, as he likes to call himself.
Lamar, aka Benz is to me just a car.
So, what did you think of the verse? We listened, but we didn't really talk about our opinions on it. So
I don't know. When was the last album he released? We talked about this last week. Can you look it up?
it was.
I want to say
it was Damn, wasn't it?
I want to
believe it was
but I'm trying to
2017.
see
if
what
I'm not
year.
mistaken.
I want to say it's been 4 or 5 years since we last heard Kendrick really do anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in 2017.
He released a statement. Did you read it?
No.
You should also look that up and read it.
He released a statement about what?
This album and what he's going to what is going on.
Yeah, it was April 14th, 2017.
So over 4 years now.
Mm-hmm. And he's the statement was about Damn.
No, the statement was about. Just look up Kendrick Lamar's recent statement or whatever.
Alrighty, Kendrick Lamar. I don't think you.
That wasn't the one. Oh yeah, Adam's looking for Kendrick Lamar's statement. What? I ain't even say shit, huh? Yeah, I don't even know about what he's saying, but he's going to start playing games and all that shit, yo. I'm just riding the beat, don't know what's coming out my mouth. Oh yeah, that's what she said. Oh yeah.
Oh. Are you talking about the one where he announces the final TDE album?
Yes, just read it.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to find it.
See, I'm trying to fill space, so you made me rhyme that
Where
terrible
it said,
rhyme.
love, loss, and grief have disturbed my comfort zone.
The Honorable Sharpton would not have approved
Are you talking
for that
about?
rhyme.
Are you talking about this one? The love,
That
loss,
was
and
a bad rhyme.
the love, loss, and grief.
Yes.
All right, so he said, love, loss, and grief have disturbed my comfort zone, but the glimmers of God speak through my music and family, the rapper said. Did he continue on?
You didn't. It's in a whole statement.
As I produce my final TDE album, I feel joy to have been part of such a cultural imprint after 17 years.
You missed something. You're not at the right statement. There's one where he's saying like, I spend my days collecting old beach cruisers and and cars, and I go months without a phone. Kendrick Lamar seemed like he was in the greatest space. Find it while I continue to talk about it. It seems like he is in the most peaceful, tranquil idea of what you would call an existence that he has. Because honestly, he's like,
here we go.
Yes, read it, because this I only can explain it that way because that's the way it reads. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to read just this whole paragraph because it sounds funny the way it starts. Like Catholics awaiting chimney smoke that announces a new pope, Lamar has set social media ablaze with a new post. Dated August 20th, the note opens with a snapshot of his world. I spend most of my days with fleeting thoughts, writing, listening.
No, come on.
And collecting old beach cruisers.
Wait. Before you read, why are you reading it so like you have to read that thing like, I spend most of my days with fleeting thoughts.
I didn't know the context of the thing.
Once you read that statement, that first sentence should tell you how you got to go about the rest of it. Come on. Should I read it?
All right.
Let's see.
Let me straighten up.
Let's say, hey, Adam, why don't you give us your best rendition of what you would assume he sounded like while he was reading it with his felt tip pen, or he was like this. He was like,
I spend most of my days with fleeting thoughts, writing, listening, and collecting old beach cruisers. The morning rides keep me on a hill of silence. I go months without a phone. He writes.
You haven't been listening?
But no. A few sentences later, the Compton-raised hip-hop star announces that after 17 years, he would be issuing his final album for Top Dog Entertainment. The label that helped propel Lamar to become the most acclaimed rapper, writer, and artist of his generation, founded in 2004 by CEO Anthony Topdog.
They don't have more of the statement where he says, "My peace has been interrupted."
Well, I was saying that,
Just
and then you were like, "Oh no, wait, hang on, I had to go to a different article."
it's a whole thing, though, man. Like
It's
it
not.
wasn't like he
It's not the
released
way
half
I-
of it to one person and then half of the other to the other.
Well, that's what it looks like to me here.
Ruined the whole thing, man. The whole scribing.
All right, so as I produce my final TDE album, I feel joy to have been part of such a cultural imprint after 17 years. The struggles, the success, and most importantly, the brotherhood. May the Most High continue to use Top Dog as a vessel for candid creators as I continue to pursue my life's calling. Lamar also spoke about how he'd been spending his time.
See, you're going
See,
back.
they did this on the article. It's not my fault
Either
that
way.
they did it out of order.
As he said,
So basically, he's retiring after this, huh? Is what he's saying?
I don't know that if he's retiring, but it seemed like he's been retired. Like the way I
Well,
spend
yeah.
most of my days not even thinking, and then when I think about buying a beach cruiser. So on my way to buy the beach cruiser, I see classic cars. There's one right there. I don't have one like that. I want that one. So he buys that. Well, you fast forward 5 minutes, beach
Yeah, but-
cruiser in the trunk of his new classic car. He's riding down the highway wherever the fuck he lives. I would assume Kendrick Lamar doesn't even live in LA. I think he lives in like the Caribbean somewhere, right? Like I don't think he's into this whole US. Like he's
He
just
probably
chilling.
did leave.
He's
I don't-
chilling because I don't
I
think
would've left.
anybody's seen
Listen,
a sign
man,
of him.
if I was rich, I would have a house here, but I wouldn't live here.
Like I got a house there. Holy shit!
Oh, I forgot about that house.
They say there's a house that Nelly owned in Missouri that like is abandoned. Do you think it's abandoned because he didn't want to pay for it anymore, or he just forgot it was there?
I mean,
It's a cool.
like when he first came out, he was
How many
St.
houses?
Louis all day, but I don't know how many times he's gone back.
I like the idea of having multiple homes, but then you got to think about how hard it is to furnish one place.
Well, if you have money, it's not a problem.
That's true.
You got to remember,
We
these
don't
people
have any money?
Yeah, no, we don't.
You said they have money, and we don't.
Yeah, so.
We broke. We broke.
But so, what do you think?
We ain't got it. If one brother goes out
Listen.
and he has pair of jeans on, he has the only pair of jeans on that
When we were
have.
talking about Kanye, you went to somewhere else.
I let you just see how I went. No, I went back.
No, you can't do that.
We ain't got
So
it.
we still have to talk about what was your
One man morning.
just see you out of order, just like those articles that I was reading were,
Yeah, but you were I don't know what you were doing.
What
there.
was your?
You went to two
what was your
different news
takeaway
sources.
from this latest verse? Did you like it?
I don't necessarily. I didn't really think it was a great verse, but the message I think is more important. I guess he's saying that he's coming, and
And it's not going to be.
yeah,
It's not going to be pretty.
I don't know who he's coming for, right? Like, because I think him and Kanye don't really got nothing. There's nothing there. Kanye's on his own wavelength,
think he had,
trying
like,
to create his own
He did have a thing with
World.
Drake, I think. He did have a thing with Drake for a minute.
Oh, I
there.
think it's a Kendrick and Drake thing. I don't know why Kanye keeps. There's like so Kanye released Drake's address,
Yeah.
and then Drake was like, it literally he posted a video of him like driving or in the back seat of in the top of the Maybach, in the top of the Maybach. He was like, ha 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 ha.
Who Kanye did that?
That was Drake. That was
Oh.
my impression of Drake's like
Oh,
crazy laugh.
I see.
I think everybody who's
He also
rich,
said he's going to release a song the day that Donda drops. So I don't know if it came out already, but maybe today.
if you are like a Drake guy, do you practice your crazy laugh? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, people have their own
they're
crazy
like
laughs. I
like
think.
a Scrooge McDuck, Mr. Burns esque type of thing.
Dr.
like-
Evil type of.
So Scrooge McDuck was like just greedy and would swim through that, impossibly swim, by the way, through a sea.
Never
of
jump
coins.
into a sea of coins like that.
That-
You will bust your face instantly and die.
Yes, and then that's why, like, You're celebrating, you're rich, but then you kill yourself.
Like I would slowly get in there and like make like snow angels into it.
Also, you don't want to get buried in them. That is probably a good way to die too.
That's
Like,
true.
I'm assuming you can't breathe very well.
Were they
just
like?
covered in
Was it gold or was it just like dollar coins?
It was gold. It was gold. Goiled? I said goiled.
Goiled?
It's
Gargoyled?
goiled. It's goiled.
Like gargoyled?
No, it
Is
was
that
gold.
British? Is that British slang?
It was gold.
Everything
Gargoyle?
that glitters
No, a
ain't gold.
gargoyle
Okay.
is a gargoyle.
No, I know that. You said goiled, so that's like sounds like short term for gargoyled. But I don't know what that. I don't know if it's an action.
Yeah, what does that even mean? You got gargoyled.
I don't know.
What, you got attacked by like some fictional? I don't think those are real. Are gargoyles real?
Let's go on break, man.
All right.
Bye.
We are back and we are ready to pod.
Something like that. I mean, are we ready?
We are back and we are ready to pod. Yeah, we ready to pod, bitch. We ready to pod. What's up with that? What's up with that? We ready to pod. You can't say shit when we poddin', bitch. We poddin', bitch. We poddin', bitch. We poddin', bitch.
We're gonna use this to create the new "We Poddin', bitch."
We poddin', bitch.
We Poddin', bitch.
We poddin', bitch.
Oh.
The beat went weird. It made you sound off. That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't even write. Nah, man. I'm on top of my shit. I know I haven't rhymed in the beginning of these episodes in a minute, but like I still be doing it, you know, and doing it and doing it and doing it well. You know, that's literally how I feel about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, because we are a musical pod to some degree, right? Or at least we used to be.
At this point, I don't even know.
We're some kind of pod. We do have
We
to.
something like a pod.
we do have to pay our respects to all of the musical legends who pass. The most recent one was the Rolling Stones drummer, Charlie Watts.
Okay.
Wow. Look at this terrible setup we did here.
Didn't see that at all.
Just a real unfortunate timing for that. I'm in the middle of something that's supposed to be like important, and that's the type of goofy shit that happens on this podcast.
Yo, that's just what happens when you put like, some sort of improvised version of adhesive on
What
that
happens
shouldn't
when
be.
you smoke your boy?
I told you,
You
this is
gotta
what
understand.
happens when
People
you
can
smoke
only
your boy.
understand when they smoke me.
You can only see me when they smoke me.
Rest in peace, Charlie Watts.
Matter of fact, you ain't even get hit by a bus.
Come on now, you can't step on me. Can't step on something like this.
I'm sorry. It just this stepped on that.
Yeah, well. Anyway, so rest in peace, Charlie. Charlie
Yes,
Watts.
indeed.
He died at age of 80. I'm not sure what the cause of death was, but he was a pretty influential drummer. Rolling Stones, obviously, a very influential group.
Yes.
I'm not as up on game with Rolling Stones as I probably should be. I'll admit to that, but either way, never want to see them go. At very least, and I'm not trying to put light on that situation at all, but at least it wasn't somebody like who was gunned down in their 20s. You got to live to 80,
yeah, we've definitely-
have a full
yeah,
a full life. So that's
Perspective.
right. Absolutely. And just because in the rap world there has been so much of that, it's almost like a relief that it wasn't that. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So moving on from that, I don't want to just step over it.
No,
But
you're
again,
right.
I don't know so much of my history there. We can move to a little bit of sports talk. I know we won't stay on things long because we never really have the ability to do such a thing.
What's happening in sports that I don't know about?
The Bulls have officially dealt Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, but we knew. I thought he was gone already anyway. So
Yeah, but that didn't happen when you thought it happened. So they
we
say
got Derrick Jones Jr., right?
Yeah, so the Bulls make out like bandits in a Markkanen sign and trade. The Bulls earn high marks for acquiring a first-round pick and Derrick Jones Jr. in exchange for Lauri Markkanen. So yeah, I guess the Blazers really thought they needed some assistance there.
I guess so.
But whatever.
I mean, good luck to him. That's cool.
He was a relatively quality player when he was here. You know, I mean, he was pretty consistent.
But he was
20
injured
points a game,
though, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is about like the Bulls is I for a long time have been boycotting because of the fact that honestly, to me at some point you got to start doing things to deserve my fandom, and they hadn't. And I guess it's probably been documented on this podcast that I was like, all right, I'm done watching and I'm done doing anything, in terms of like what I used to be a big fan of the Bulls. I would watch the games, I'd buy gear, I'd do things like that. But
well, now the problem is you can barely watch games if you want to because
Right.
even though they come on 7 different channels,
their
5
channels,
of them are ones
the
that you
most
don't
arbitrary channels, like
yeah.
channel 2006
like you have to have the top
NBA when
package.
you're not able to watch it.
Dude, and I never understand like they have like the NBA, whatever the pass is for that, whatever the football one is. Like, yo, how many can I watch at the same time? I just want to watch one.
You should be able to pick the teams you want to watch.
Right. Like, listen,
know?
first of all, remember Comcast Sportsnet used to be a thing.
Yeah,
And
CSN.
that was a great thing because most of the games came on
You
there.
could watch them if you wanted to.
Yeah,
And if
now
it wasn't there, it was Channel 9. You'd hear Stacey King and Neil Funk.
you catch maybe 20 games. I have like not the smallest cable package, like not the beginning one, and have like NBA TV and all that shit.
I just missed the days where you could watch it on channel NBA on NBC.
I feel like you should be able to watch at least every single home game. You should be able to watch.
Yeah, if you live in that city, I should be able to watch those guys play their home game for
Especially
free.
if I pay for any cable package.
For free. It should be on literally network televisions of that whatever local television is on.
Yeah.
It used to be on channel 26. Then it got it was channel 9, 5, 7. Listen, pick a fucking channel, let it stay there, and let me watch.
But see, back to your conversation about like if the refs should be able, or if the analysts should be able to curse on the big events, the like All-Star game, the fucking the finals, those things should be like pay-per-view.
Of course,
all the
of
other
course.
big fucking like
Of
okay,
course.
but like if you have like a big boxing event, they put it on pay-per-view. They should honestly put the finals on pay-per-view. I would pay to watch them on pay-per-view if they had some stipulations like announcers can curse. Weird celebrity fucking co-hosts like jump in. You have Snoop at the fucking announcers table. Like,
So Snoop's
that type
been
of shit.
announcing on
Not the finals of the NBA.
Snoop has been announcing on
Boxing.
these boxing, this
Yeah.
like celebrity shit with like Jake Paul or Logan, whatever. So one of them's fighting Tyron Woodley today. I would like to see Woodley knock his ass out.
Yeah.
I just don't know because Paul is a taller guy with a longer reach, and he keeps picking smaller fighters who aren't actual boxers. Like,
It's true.
This is a strategic thing. It's
I think now people
it's
are
like
just like
me saying,
racing
hey,
to knock him out. Like which of us is gonna knock
it's
him out
like
first?
an amateur basketball player, right? Let's say, just for sake of argument, we're amateur basketball players, right? And we're like, man, we can beat anybody. Fuck all y'all. Like nobody can beat us. We can
Running
see
the
all
courts,
y'all.
white men can't
Like,
jump style.
Y'all can all catch the fade. That's it. Whatever. All right, you want to? Okay, fuck it. Let's fight. And you're like, I will. Let me get those 2 tennis players over there to fucking to verse me in anime basketball. You 2 over there, right? Like you run.
Choosing the weakest opponent that we
you
can
run back
get to
and
accept.
forth. You play with a ball, right? Like that's close enough. Let's play basketball.
There's a net involved.
That's how it is, right? Like
Yeah.
an MMA fighter isn't a dedicated boxer. Some of them have really skilled hands, but you're still not dedicating your whole time to the mechanics of only boxing. You're dedicating your time and muscle memory to, floor exercises, your things that a boxer doesn't necessarily have to worry about, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Like summoning an MMA fighter into a boxing ring where there's like a lot of technicalities and everything like that. That's a lot different than a
Which
boxer
one of the-
getting into an MMA ring.
which one of the Pauls fought Floyd?
Logan?
Who's the one that's fighting today?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't like either. of
You
them,
want to check real quick?
I,
Because the one that fought Paul, I think it's the older one, so maybe Logan.
so wait, what's the other one's name?
Jake.
All right, so let me see.
I think Logan's the older one, right? So, here's the
It's
thing.
Jake Paul tonight.
So he's the younger one. So here's the thing about like
But he's the one who like was the actual boxer. Like he started boxing, and Logan pretty
Yeah.
much like jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, but
with him.
Logan's the brother. So like, I think both of them been boxing for a while though, but one's boxing longer. But here's my thing about those guys. I have a hard time with these guys and what the idea of what they're doing, because truly, in the essence, what their intention is, regardless, or what they say their intention is, and whether or not it's true, it's actually happening. They want the sport of boxing to get bigger.
Yeah.
They want the paychecks to become larger. They want like fighters to actually get their worth. That's what they say. Now, whether or not that's a true intention or that's genuine, it's happening. It's actually
Hey man, Mike Tyson got 30 mil for one fight. You know what I
right.
mean?
The fights that, that's Tyson, honestly. But
he was talking the big about tickets bring the big dollar. I mean,
he was talking about how like in the UFC, Dana White is pretty much the guy who he's like it's a monopoly. He decides what these guys get paid, how much how long when they fight, who fights.
Well, he doesn't decide it. They have contracts and the guy sign it. I mean,
I get it, but he doesn't. But they get grossly underpaid, right? There's
Probably.
only so many options in terms of the MMA world. So, but in boxing, he was like, if they're coming, the guys that are coming over to boxing, like both of them are gonna get paid today. I don't know if you can see the payday that they're gonna get, but I know it could be quite large. And I think him and Floyd, or Logan and Floyd, got a large payday. Like it's just crazy the amount of money they're gonna make off a few-minute fight. I'll fight. Yo, I'd probably get my ass whooped, but I'll fight both them motherfuckers. I swear to God. I'm not afraid of them. They don't seem like maybe they can fight, but maybe they can't. I don't know. But I'll take a $20 million payday.
How much will they each make?
Yo, this pod get big enough? At me. I don't give a fuck.
I'm going to start boxing too.
Yo, I promise I'll start boxing to fight one of these motherfuckers for a few mil. I don't give a fuck. Listen, if I was a girl, I'd be in the OnlyFans. I'd be in the top percentile of 5%ers because I'm gonna put all my passion and drive into my OnlyFans.
They're not getting that much, man.
Huh?
They said that Woodley is expected to make a minimum of $500,000.
That's it?
It said over his career, he's made an estimated $4,874,000.
That's not a lot either. So what?
His highest MMA
so how
fight
much is
was
Paul gonna
$590,000.
How much is Paul getting paid?
Paul's expected to guarantee at least $1 million.
That's not a lot either.
Yeah, but why is he making so much more?
I don't know. I think whoever wins is gonna get like some sort of
Stipend or whatever.
Stipend? No, I think a stipend is what they give you so you can
I don't know.
pay for your meals. I mean, give me a stipend. I'd like one. I'd love to say, hey, every day I got $20 for my food.
I think it is though, because it's like in football, if you win MVP or if you win the title, same thing in basketball. I think if you win the finals.
Oh, it wasn't in sports, but I think the CEO of Apple or Amazon, one of those fucking Microsoft, one of them, one of the large joints, he got $150 million or some shit like
a
bonus for making 10 years there.
$150 million for working there for 10 years. Yo, I don't know if anybody from my company is watching, but if you give 10-year bonuses, I'll stick around for another 3 years.
Man, fuck all that. Fuck a bonus. Well, that means my bonus is $150 million. What you make? Like, I want that. I want percentage of that, bitch.
That's true. $150 million bonus implies that your salary is quite sizable.
I'm not saying me and Adam wouldn't take a $150 million contract for this podcast, right?
I mean,
actually, we would.
It's probably worth more, but we're willing to accept.
Yeah, hey,
150. If that's all you got,
That's all you're gonna get. Would you? Because I know, like, obviously, there's the creative struggle, right? Like, do you want to give up your rights for the show for this amount of money? What would you do if we got a $150 million contract offer? Not that we would. I don't even know why I'm saying this.
We'll finish your thought.
I just made myself sad.
So they're going to give us an offer of $150 million.
But what's the stipulation? Like, yeah, I'm saying, do we still remain what's the word I'm looking for?
I want full creative control.
Retain full creative control.
Yeah.
and they just make the money off of us being on that.
And they can
platform.
market us as they want for the length of the contract.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, if anybody's out there that's willing to offer us even 100,
You heard our terms already.
you're
We
even-
don't,
if
we
you're-
don't need to negotiate.
if you're willing to offer even $150, like we would probably take
no,
$150.
but I mean we would, but like we're not going to give you like the rights to market us.
It's
the way you
hilarious
would
how
that
this
way.
podcast hasn't even made $150 for us in 3 years.
No, I've spent more.
We've definitely put more money than that into it. You know, the shirts themselves that nobody seemed to want.
Yeah, I don't know.
The good thing is
What
nobody
happened on
usually
right now?
gets to this point in the podcast anyway, so we can just talk about all this.
I'm sure there are like 3 people who maybe come all the way down here, but
That's cool.
And thank you. We appreciate
You think
for
the
that.
guy who's like crying about our watch-alongs has makes it this far? Listen, I'm not saying he's crying, right? I'm not.
No, listen. We appreciate the fact that you want
Thanks
more
for
content.
watching, bruh.
Yes.
You got your name is the name of one of my a really good friend of mine from like college.
So there's a sentimentality there.
Right. However, what I would like to say is that you cannot cry about the content on a platform that you don't even pay to watch anyway, right? So you can't be mad about a lack of content you don't pay for, right? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I just don't get how that could be a thing. Like, I can go and decide how much memory I want to pay for on my phone.
And hey, listen, the idea is cool, but we're still trying to fashion the most appropriate way to put this together.
Listen,
I'm not just going to throw random things up.
Also, he says he knows not everybody. He knows everybody's busy. He also doesn't realize that we live in completely different towns. We both work Monday through Friday. Like, we don't live together. This is Adam and I used to live together. This is a thing, but like, we have to find time to do this.
Yes.
We're actually trying to see if we could do it today.
If we're talking about a movie like How High, for instance, I'm talking also about like an hour and a half plus commitment, and then also the getting everything situated. I don't know.
There's
we're
a lot
working
that
on
comes
it.
involved.
It'll be up soon.
I don't want to hear you complain about it. Listen, we have.
I just don't know why you're so mad about
we've
it.
Got,
Like, don't be so negative.
It was
be
such
positive.
an abrasive comment. I swear. And the funny thing is this. Listen.
And then you commented on the guy who said, "Hey, with Patreon, we understand."
Wait. Listen. I gotta say, it's just funny to me because. Listen.
I appreciate.
We only have 147 subscribers. You thought I wasn't gonna see your one of 2 comments on our page? Like, I saw it. Man. I didn't like it. Listen, he said he doesn't understand why the Patreon exists. We have 8 podcasts that are at least 40 minutes long extra on that Patreon, right? We also have 2 other random videos of us playing horse. May not like that. That's fine. You don't want to watch it. However, we only have one person subscribing. Our boy, Water on Mars, right?
Yeah.
He and he does. It's the $5 tier in which you can gladly subscribe to and watch these podcasts as well.
Mm-hmm.
For future reference, these watch-alongs are not going to be the $4.99 tier. They are going to be the top tier.
Yeah,
because
and they're not going to be like. There's not. There's
I
nothing.
just want to put it out there. Like, it's not going to be the bottom tier. This is going to take another 2, 3, 4 hours a week for Adam and I. If for one watch along, it's just a thing because Adam does the editing, Adam does the uploading. Right? We have to watch. A lot goes into it. So if we're gonna put these on there, they will be the $25 tier. And if we put them on there, I want to see you subscribing because apparently this is what you wanted in the first place. Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
No, listen. When it comes down to it, we appreciate the fact that you enjoy watching us, that you want more from us.
We
and
love
want
all
to give
of
it to
you so much. However, I didn't love that comment. And I'm gonna be honest, Rohan.
It just felt a little negative for me.
I didn't care for it.
It felt a little negative to me.
But I will give you a shout out because you always do comment and we appreciate it. But don't give us no backhanded ass comment like that ever no motherfucking again.
But listen, we don't put so much time and emphasis on the positive comments, so I don't want to do that to on the negative comments either.
However,
I
just said the mistake was you're not one of 1,000 comments. Listen, you commented on the only comment, right? So we knew look at this. Because the first one's like, man, thanks guys, y'all look dope. Sam, you look swole. Adam's cool. Blah, blah, blah. Then the next one's like, y'all fucking up. What's the point of even having a podcast on the Patreon? It doesn't even tell me nothing about it. Listen. I knew if I got into it, I'd get into it. I'm just saying, I appreciate the love, and I guess the hate too.
I mean,
but if
you
you're
gotta-
gonna be hate, don't give me love just to cover up like. Don't piss on me and call it rain.
Listen, man, listen. Shout out to the only person who commented initially with BG, right? And then Rohan, I feel like you just gotta articulate
All I
yourself
wanna say-
differently.
listen,
is all.
I just
I
want- I just
appreciate
want
the thought. Hey, you guys taking a minute. I get it. We heard you. We got you.
I just want to
But-
make it let the record state when they get uploaded to the fucking top tier, first person I want to see that subscribes is our boy Rohan.
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen either because he said that. Oh, they may do one or two, but like it's gonna be like next year or the end of this year.
If we do them, it's because we're gonna do at least 2 a month. All right. We may not do them every week. We might do a after party on the off weeks of those. So you'll get 2 at watch alongs a month. 2. All right. I swear to God, if we get motherfuckers not subscribing, I swear to God.
if for nothing else, it's because of the effort and time that goes into it. Like,
Listen, if you wanted it bad enough,
we love the movie, so we're gonna watch How High. You know what I mean?
Listen,
we're
and
gonna
again,
talk about
me and
it.
Adam know a lot about.
I hope you know that you're familiar with the movies that we're gonna watch
Yes,
because
that's
we are
another
gonna be
thing.
stepping on a lot of what's happening and
I
talking
was
about
thinking
it.
about that on the way
So-
here. I was like, understand that we're not going. We assume that if you want to watch along, it's because you've watched this.
Like
before.
we know this movie front and back, so we're gonna be able to fucking.
We're gonna
talk a lot of
quote it.
shit
We're
to
gonna
it.
talk about it, and we just want you to continue watching it. While
Think
we
about
do
like
it.
a director's commentary, right? Like if you ever went to the extras in a DVD, and then they like talk about the scenes as they're happening.
yeah. So,
But we don't have any background knowledge
We're-
of what was happening, so we're just gonna talk about how we.
all
like
we
it.
listen. This is the format. As soon as we can figure it out, I think we're gonna try today. But I don't know if we have the idea of how to get the movie playing in the corner or in the background while we're in the screen. We're trying to figure that out. But anyway, the movie's gonna be press play as soon as we're on. Like we get on, we're gonna press play. We're gonna have our indulgence and our stuff, right? And then the movie's just gonna keep going, right? And that's it. You're gonna hear doof 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 doof. Silas, my brother.
Oh shit, Mikey! Hell no.
All right, that's enough. So top tier, that's what you're gonna get. If you don't,
It says it on the tiers, so
I
we're
promise.
good there.
I swear, for God, if motherfuckers don't subscribe to the top tier within the first week of that shit being on, you ain't getting another one.
Actually, I would like a continuation of that commentary from last week. I would like anybody who also feels the same way to jump on there because I would like to also know, like, hey, is this what you want? Is
Right,
this,
right.
Is
Are
it
we
just
doing
Rohan
this
who's
for
mad
just
at me right
Rohan?
now?
Like, look, bro. Like, if it's only you, then it's only you. I don't know what to tell you. So,
I want some feedback on that as well.
but if he's willing to do that, then we'll give him a watch along, 2 watch alongs a month.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
That's it.
For sure. And, you'll get a shirt.
BG seemed like he wanted it too.
Yeah, word.
Right. Shout out to all y'all. I don't know if y'all get excited when you hear our names in the podcast, but shout out to y'all because every time I see my name Osama on the screen, it was funny to me.
Oh, I thought it would just give you like a little bit of like. Oh,
No,
shit.
I mean, it kind of makes me, so like there's 2 Kawashis you'll see on TV, right? One, you'll just see his name. The other one, you'll see him and his last name, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably got a little bit more happiness with his name being on the screen.
That's true.
Me, I just
That's
see
true.
Osama. Usually is followed by Bin Laden. It's never by
Shout out to the-
Osama is cool.
Shout out to the only famous cousin we got, or a relative in general.
Something like that. Look, man.
Locally famous, anyway. You know.
Yeah. Yo, so I was so I have my acid reflux, right? So I take medication for that.
Mm-hmm.
And like lately I've been like I've been feeling like jittery, right? Like
Okay.
a real weird jittery. I was like, all right, it's got to be the coffee. So I was like, all right, maybe slow on the coffee a little bit. Didn't really work. I looked on the side effects of this fucking medication and it says you could be shaky. I was
So
like,
get you
oh.
all like Charlie Murphy.
I'm like, yo, that only led me to believe, one, I'm gonna take myself off of it because I don't like that feeling. That's weird.
True.
But 2, how does it feel to be a person that pops like perks and shit? Like, how do you feel all day? Do you feel weird and jumpy? And no wonder motherfuckers be acting all erratic and crazy on that shit. Like, there's no way I could be a pill popper. Like, you'd be like, I don't know. Like, I remember taking pain meds for my foot Like
They make you itchy as fuck.
no,
There's always some weird side effect
They made
with
me
them. That's just-
constipated. I couldn't shit.
Oh.
You telling me I can't shit because I want to take these pain meds so I can feel high?
This podcast is just not going to be this podcast without being able to talk about shit or dicks at least once an episode.
At least we don't talk about shit and dicks together until now. So,
Yeah, let's move on from that.
but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, no.
there's no way. So, like, I decided.
But they're also extraordinarily addictive, and that's why people get
That's
addicted
another
to them in
thing
the first
too.
place.
But how do you get addicted to feeling like you don't like something? Like
Because-
I don't like this, and I want to feel this more.
I hate this.
Where's more of it? Like I just don't get that idea. Like to
Yeah, I
me.
don't know. Luckily, I've never had a pill addiction, so been lucky in that regard.
I've 100% like if you do have one, like not to be insensitive about it. Like
word.
I'm just saying, like, how does it? If it
Like
does,
try to figure that out.
right, like
That's not what you want to do. It's like doing crack. You should also not do that.
yeah, crack is whack.
Yeah.
Remember, which leads me to my next point, children. Don't do crack. It's like, and then. So what I do in that case is the coach gives the quarterback hikes the ball and so the center hikes the ball to the quarterback. And
He's
the
like, and I will try to go after the quarterback. He's like, but then the quarterback might pass the ball off to somebody.
in which case I go try to tackle him. He was like,
I mean, it makes sense. It just
he took him 45 minutes to get there
right.
in one roundabout way.
Yeah, the Waterboy did not have the most articulate.
The center snaps the ball to the quarterback, and he tries to give it to the open man, and if I'll try to get to the quarterback before, and if he throw, and then in which case he was just it was like, all right, dude.
Yeah, those poor kids. They were like, yeah, we knew that part already.
You're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
Hey, man.
Mama's right.
Apparently, Justin Fields, this guy, looking,
real deal?
looking pretty good.
Justin Fields.
I don't
want to
say I don't want to say he's the real deal yet because it's only preseason.
Well,
but like
you know how Bears fans are. We tend to go, "Hey, we've never seen this before."
we get excited over things, and then
Remember
we
when Jay
get sad
Cutler
about things.
came here? We never had a quarterback with such an arm,
I mean, Jay Cutler did have an arm. We had no protection for him,
and he gave no
And then,
fucks about life in general.
Yeah, after he
might
got
be-
hit like 37 times, he was like, "I'm done."
He might be the GOAT at doing and handling his ex-wife.
Yo, for real.
She wanted how much? Watch this. Hey, I don't even need any money right now. Freeze all my shits.
He was like, "I want half of your stuff."
That's pretty dope. Like the Kelly Clarkson thing, like I'm telling you, the fact that Kelly Clarkson had to pay like $200,000 in spousal support for
Yeah.
whoever the fuck her ex
Listen,
is.
man. When you think about some of the alimony settlements that these women get, so the men got to celebrate when they get a victory.
I'm
dude.
a firm believer in why the fuck does anybody got to pay for anybody after they done married?
Word.
Like, listen, man, woman, child, whatever the fuck. Well, no, women, child. I didn't mean that. Children should be getting supported.
Yes.
But
yes.
there's no way in hell you're gonna tell me that after we have divorced, right? And I happen to be a rich gentleman, person. I'm rich, right? But we're divorced now, so you ain't rich no more. Technically, sorry for you, but it happens to be that way.
Yeah.
It bees like that sometimes.
Like, tell me why.
Pimps go through this kind of thing.
Tell me
from
why
time to
Jeff
time.
Bezos had to give his ex-wife half of his richest man on earth money.
And he didn't feel that at all, by the way. He's like, I got to give her half. Fine, here's $500 billion for you.
Yeah, word, he didn't feel that, but why should he have to do that is my question.
He shouldn't. But, okay, so here's my
Like,
thing.
don't get me wrong, she's doing a lot better with the money than he was
Here's what I'll
doing.
say.
She's like a philanthropist, like giving out that money.
They kind of like really developed it together in a sense. Like, so for instance, like Vivi and I have been together for a long time.
Yeah.
If Vivi and
Mad
I,
time.
right? But I guess that's not a good way to put it. So, no.
Yeah, but y'all both ain't got riches.
No, so they developed it together, and so I think he didn't like come into it without her. Like she helped do it a lot. It's not like she just kicked it and enjoyed the fruits of his labor.
But did she?
I don't know. So what I'm saying is, I think that there's a fine line. Like if they've helped develop, that's fine. Like we should split. What I'm talking about is alimony. Like why do I have to give this lazy nothing some money, right? And it could be a man or a woman.
Like, so I
I'm
have
not
to
being
work.
gender specific here.
Right.
All right. And I took back the child thing. Give the child some money. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I got to give this lazy nothing some money until they find somebody to accept their nothingness.
I don't know how prevalent this is, but I've heard of cases where they're like,
I ain't getting married. I get alimony.
I've heard
how much alimony I'm getting because I ain't getting married again. I'll just get a job and just have a part-time job at like a golf course or some shit.
But I've heard of cases where they tell you, oh, the woman has been accustomed to this lifestyle now for so long. So now you have to give her the money to continue that lifestyle. Like the judges have made rulings.
I think there should be one flat rate.
And I'm sure it's like
I think it should be flat, right? We're gonna say that you should give her this amount of money, and she should find a way, or he. I'm not gonna be specific because lazy nothings can be both.
He, she, and they.
I don't think anybody should be getting any kind of money after they get divorced.
Yeah.
Unless we're talking about here's a lump sum. You got this much money. So figure out how you're going to find somebody else to support your lazy ass, and here you go.
I'm just going to avoid that by not being a married person.
Well, right now we're talking about
yeah, for sure. Like the rich people. And I never understood why rich, famous people get married. It never worked out.
Oh, dude, listen. The only way I'm going to get married or be with somebody is if it's like I knew this person. Like I wouldn't be a rich person that just encountered somebody and said, I'm going to be with them.
If I didn't know you before I was rich, I ain't going to know you now.
That's like the fucked up part about being rich. You can't really tell people's genuine intentions, right? So,
that's why the best way to be rich is be like J.K. Rowling rich, where like people know your name very well,
but they don't know.
They know what you're famous for. You're very rich, probably.
What's that dude? What's the DJ that with the fucking head that Daft Punk?
Yeah,
like that's a pretty smart idea.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what the fuck I look like. I literally could be performing.
The fucked up thing is, if we ever were to pop off because of this podcast, everybody knows what we look like.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool as long as you give me money for it. You can pay for my likeness, bitch.
Go hide in the mountains.
I ain't hiding nowhere. If you're paying for my likeness, I'm going to be, like, you're using my face, I want $1 million.
Look, yo, I'm going to go to some remote location and pod from there.
I say we pod from, like, the Caribbean somewhere. I'm just trying to be on the beach. I want to go on a vacation so motherfucking bad, it's ridiculous. Like I need to be on the beach very soon.
I told you is what happens. Okay, you start going on vacation.
Yeah, but the thing is about my vacation.
All you want to do is go on vacation, and you start thinking about the places you can go on vacation and the things you could do on vacation.
Yes.
And the things that just.
But here's the thing
that they have that you don't have here.
I got one thing to say.
Beautiful.
You still ain't got your motherfucking passport shit together. Second thing I'm gonna say is for a vacation.
You were never invited. Nobody was invited.
It seems like you ain't even invited with this shit. You ain't going nowhere. You got to go to Toronto. No, you can't even go to Toronto. You can only go to the States. If we went to Niagara Falls and I went to the Canada side, your punk ass would have to stay on these. I'd be like, I could go. Adam!
I could go to Puerto Rico and Guam.
Guam. It's crazy that Guam is a place you can go without a passport, but it's like so small.
Yeah, and it's like mostly just military operations. There's literally no reason to go there.
Like, why are you here? I
don't even know if you can go there.
You'd be there with your bags. Like, this is what I expect.
Just gotta hike through Guam.
There, I'm done. No, I don't know. Like, I think you should get your passport together because that's a thing. I also think we should remember. So we did the Yellowstone road trip, which again, I wish we were potting during that time.
About a year ago now.
Yeah, actually over a year.
Just over a year.
Yeah. Man, we should do like I wouldn't mind a Niagara Falls. I'd like to see Niagara Falls again.
As an adult, Niagara Falls.
Or I wouldn't mind going towards like the Grand Canyon. I'd like to see the Grand Canyon.
Oh, I did that trip already as an adult.
That's here where you can go because your ass is local as it gets right now. You can't be. You ain't even international if you tried to be.
It's only New York, dog. Your ass is local. Click it, T, clank, click it, T. Remember that song?
Yes.
Remember that was
my money falls straight.
There was a big era over there. You know, that was when, like the Locks.
More money.
That was Locks versus G Unit type shit.
That was G Unit versus everybody, or 50 versus everybody.
Pretty much.
So for me now, the vacation.
I wonder why many men wanted him dead.
He said many men wish death upon me, blood in my eyes, dog, and I can't see. I'm just trying to be what I'm destined to be.
You be fucking up these lyrics as you go, you know.
Yeah, because I was another thing popped in my head. I wanted to say, like that's the problem with potting. Like the cue in my head is fucking up here. But no, I do want to go on vacation. I just can't get away from the idea that a vacation for me has to have like a beach.
A beach and an open bar and a buffet, probably.
I'm
but
not-
it's like weird because last time we did that,
What in
the last time I did that
Dominican?
at least was in the Dominican.
Yeah.
For all inclusive.
Well, I haven't done an all-inclusive
was-
since then either.
That was obviously prior to the pandemic. Things were a little bit different. I don't know how if we went on that trip this year, how that should be. You know, like you can't have the same buffet atmosphere. I don't know that you can necessarily have the same open bar, everybody chilling next to each other on stools thing. Like
It is for sure a thing now.
so do they have like fiberglass between stools?
Hell no, man. They got just the stools like it was. I don't think people are fucking around over there. Like, listen, you tell people they can't sit next to the girl that they've been trying to like. Listen, you're at a bar and you're like, man, that brought bad, but I can't go over there.
But they don't
because the
care about
plexiglass
that.
has closed me off. No, they do because people won't come.
They don't care about that because you have to remember the people who work in those resorts also
won't
live on the
come.
island, and they are not trying to
No,
have
you're
a
right.
catastrophe.
You're right, but
on
they're
their
also
island.
not really. So in Puerto Rico, it's different because it's technically a U.S.
And they don't have
territory.
all-inclusive resorts.
But if I were to say that
I'm talking about the resort.
I've seen
specific.
people throughout the summer,
Word.
Mexico, wherever the fuck that motherfuckers was going this year, because that's
Everything just looked open as
It
hell.
everything looked open like a motherfucker. It didn't look like you were having problems. So I'm not that it didn't exist,
Right.
but they were allowing you to do your thing. So for me, I honestly just want to be on a beach, chilling, looking at the waves, drinking a little bit, getting in the waves, getting back,
Looking at the wavies.
looking at the waves, and repeat. Like I just want to do that for
the waves
about 5
and the
days.
wavies.
I just want to do that for 5 days straight, man.
Yep.
I want to learn to surf. I do want to try to surf.
But I only eat turf, not surf and turf. You know.
And if you didn't know, Adam's soft as Nerf. Nerf ball. Get it? Stupid.
We're gonna revisit your theory about a rebirth. Anyway,
You fucked that up.
no, I
right.
didn't.
So what you got on your feet?
Yeah, I don't think it's been long since I wore these, but these just the Jordan 3s, the Justin Timberlake Super Bowl variety.
I forgot those came out, but then they had another pair too,
Nice
right?
looking. Yeah, there's like an alternate colorway.
It's black?
For this. Yeah, they're nice. They're whatever, you know. Only pair of 3s I got, so I rock them from time to time.
Never seen a blue duck before.
Also got that 100th episode shirt. You know what I mean? Even though we have removed ourselves from that by almost 2 months at this point.
Yeah, we're pretty far away from that 100th episode. Also, still got all the shirts.
I'm gonna customize a hat soon. Maybe this weekend. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay. You let me know what that looked like. But yeah, we still got shirts, and at this point, I'm just gonna have a whole bunch of shirts that say 100th episode on them because I was gonna change into one here, but I decided, no. I said no. I said no.
Word.
Yeah.
And his entire outfit is completely misleading because it's hot as fuck outside, but he got sweatpants on.
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's pretty hot out, but it's not outside here, so we're good.
I mean, yeah, we're inside, but actually, it's relatively cool in this room today.
Yeah, usually it's hot as shit.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
But
your AC up popping.
AC is
AC
doing
is
something.
juking.
You don't have anything on your.
Yeah,
foot.
I've got nothing on feet. I said, hey, fuck that.
You don't
Today
even have
this was a
sandals?
rebellious day. That comment made me wanted me to scream at somebody.
I got my
So I said, I'm
socks on.
gonna be comfortable while I do it, and that's what I did.
Okay, well, word. Very nice. I guess there's not really much else to discuss.
Have we discussed anything? I mean, I'm sure there's things we missed. Don't get me wrong.
There probably is, but at this point, I'm not going back. So we're going to now fuck around with the additional Patreon content, whichever that may turn out being today.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we
Yeah.
should try.
We'll figure it out. You know.
Yeah, I think there's a way to do it. There's a lot of watch-alongs on YouTube, right? And obviously this is going to be Patreon, but we want to find a way to have the movie in the corner, right? Because
Maybe we
obviously,
could just have the movie playing, and we can then we can put the SD card directly into this box, and we could just commentary and have commentary over the video. We can just like turn off the audio, and we want to hear the scene. I don't know, whatever. We'll figure that out.
Yeah,
that idea is gonna cause me a lot of editing issues.
we're gonna try. Yeah, we're gonna try to figure this out right now. So, anyway, we didn't say
happy Sunday, happy August to y'all.
Exactly.
Labor Day is
It's
next
the
weekend, and I'm pretty sure.
last day of last Sunday of this. Not really, but technically, because Labor
Kind
Day
of.
they say is the last weekend of the summer.
Well, happy Labor Day to y'all early, because by the time the next episode comes out, it's gonna be after Labor Day.
The 5th. My
Yeah.
birthday is going to be on Friday.
Yep.
I'll be 36.
You gonna turn it up or what?
Probably have a little barbecue or something.
How does a 36-year-old turn up these days?
Same way I turned up when I was 26.
So you're gonna be dressed in
just-
sweatpants and socks.
Just a lot shorter.
With maybe a beard.
Just a lot shorter of a time. Right?
Done a lot earlier.
Right. Like I could do it, but for like a shorter span of time. And now that I'm older, I like to just do it in my own backyard.
She don't like a lot of people with me when I go get her. All right. Well, then we'll get to this other shit. And
yeah, we didn't say it in the beginning, but please, obviously, if you've made it to this point, maybe you are already a subscriber.
Probably.
But if you're not, please.
if you're a new person who got to the end of this video, like, oh, this is pretty good.
Please
yeah.
like, because it does help YouTube start showing our video more.
Yeah, algorithms.
Right. We don't know anything about them, but we do know that that's what that does.
We do know that there's a word for what we don't understand, and it's algorithm.
Yeah. Or no, it's bandwidth.
Well, there's multiple words that I don't understand.
Adam doesn't know words.
But yeah, so that was episode 107 in a nutshell. For my
It's
dog
me
behind
in
me.
a nutshell.
My dog woke up. What up, Ben?
Looking at the
For him, myself, and my brother, we will catch y'all on 108.
Yeah, and then maybe some of y'all on those watch-alongs, if y'all keep talking all that
If
shit.
y'all decide to maybe subscribe after we release some watch-alongs.
Right.
All right, man. Peace, y'all.
Peace.